everybody, and welcome back to the channel, Violet Flame Tarot. For those of you who have not met me, I'm Lauren, the modern mystic who tells it like it is. And right now we're going to be giving you your spiritual forecast for the week. It's What's Up Wednesday, and on Wednesday we read oracle cards. Today we're reading from Messenger Oracle by Raven Phelan. On the middle of the week I typically like to read oracle cards versus tarot because it's a little bit different. Oracle cards give you a little bit more of a broader message, a little bit more in your face, sometimes obvious, but they're inspirational, and I feel like we all need a little bit of that in the middle of the week. And they're deep. Ooh, my string is catching fire. Isn't that cool? All right, so we're going to be, I'm trying to sage without setting myself on fire. Saging this table and clearing our energy. You guys should make a practice of doing this at home if you can. Sage is a great way to just sort of get rid of negative energy. It's kind of a nice ritual. It feels good. It feels gentle, and I do it every time I read. It just gives me focus and clarity. Okay, so here we go. Card number 1, card number 2, card number 3. Which card do you feel drawn to? I'm going to give you a second to look at the cards. Feel in your body which card is giving you sort of I call it a ping or an intuitive hit. Which card is calling to you? Is it card number 1, card number 2, card number 3? You may feel that ping in your solar plexus, in your upper tummy. You could feel it in your throat. You could feel it in your head. It could be a little buzz, something that's saying, this is the card for me. And you might have 2 cards that are calling to you. And that's okay. That might mean you have 2 messages. So look at the cards for a second. I'm going to give you guys a second. And here we go. Okay, for those of you who chose card number 1, you have chosen an aragonite star cluster. This is a beautiful, what am I trying to say? Root chakra stone, which is, it's associated with that chakra, but it also it has a very interesting stone formation, kind of like little whistles or tubes. It's beautiful. It's a stone. If you meditate with this stone, it will help you sort of connect with your, when I say your inner self, I mean your true authentic self. If there's something you're trying to get to in your mind and you just can't understand why you're doing something, or if you sit with this stone and spend some time trying to access that shadow self, that's a good stone for it. All right, here's your message. Number 1's your message is embrace the masculine. Embrace the masculine. It's kind of interesting because today I really felt like setting the table up as with a very strong earth energy. Wow, because everybody's been going nuts with the Mercury in retrograde ever since the eclipse. And everybody's needed a little grounding. So I set this up intentionally with grounding stones. I don't pick the cards intentionally. These are completely random. So it's neat when something comes up. Well, there's no such thing as an accident, right? But this is definitely a grounding energy. This guy almost looks like the Green Man. He's telling you to ground yourself, okay? Root yourself into your own being. Go outside, walk in nature, embrace the masculine. That part of it is telling you that you may be facing a circumstance this week where you need to exert a little more forward motion, a little bit more action motion. We have the divine feminine and we have the divine masculine. And the divine masculine is definitely more forthright. It's more forward motion. It's more do motion, whereas the feminine energy tends to be more receptive. This is encouraging you if you have a circumstance you're weighing in your head, go ahead and move forward. It's a forward motion. Embrace the masculine energy this week in any ways. Plus, and ground yourself, because I'm getting also, maybe you're kind of flipping out over something, and this Green Man is saying, hey, earth energy, ground yourself, use some sage, do what you need to do to pull it down, to pull the energy, the frequency down. I'm really feeling that. Okay, number 2, you've picked a tourmaline. This actually is called a dravite. It's a brown tourmaline. And for those of you who don't know, please check our Etsy store because we have some amazing crystals there. You're always going to see some cool stuff on the table, but if you want to buy crystals or buy something on the table, email me or check the Etsy store. We have a lot of black tourmaline that we talk about. A lot of people will use that. That's a little bit more commonly used for grounding. But the brown dravite is a little bit of a gentler energy. And this stone, as well as black tourmaline, if you're going into a crowd, if you're going somewhere where you're nervous, if you feel like you really are feeling some bad juju, this is a good one to hold or carry with you. If you're having trouble accessing your own self because you're sort of scattered, this is a great one, along with black tourmaline. It's the same family, so it's going to do the same thing. So I guess your message for the week is grounding, okay? Try and ground yourself. And your message is seek your answers within. Seek your answers within. Okay, so you have a beautiful big black bear, and bears are obviously associated with hibernation and going into their own self. But this card is telling you to, once you've done that, and maybe you haven't had an opportunity to sort of spend some time by yourself or go somewhere by yourself or ground yourself and contemplate something that you're trying to figure out this week. Your answer is within. You know, the bear does get his answer, and in a big way. And that is true. We all have the answers within. That's what that intuitive ping is. That's what that thing I was telling you about earlier when you were picking the cards. What's that little feeling in your body? That is your intuition. When that pings, that's going to give you the answers. So everybody who got card number 2, take some time this week, ground yourself, and if you're kind of in a conflict, or even if you're not, you know, your answers are inside you. You know everything, okay? You do. I don't mean like you're a know-it-all. I mean like yourself knows what you want to do. So access it. And card number 3, this is a really cool labradorite. Actually, this is not a grounding stone. Let me polish it for a second. It's got fingerprints on it because I use it all the time. This is more of a out there, high frequency. When I say out there, it's a stone associated with remembering your dreams, accessing your dreams, accessing your intuition, astral travel, people who are into that. That sort of goes beyond the scope of this video, but it's, accessing other realms, other universes. It's a really kind of a amazing stone. I use it a lot because it helps me with my intuition when I read. And it also looked great with the earth energy, and it felt right today to pull it. So let's see what your message is. Number 3, you have surrender to the flow. Okay, so you see a little ladybug on a leaf flying through the atmosphere. She's not scared of anything. She's saying, whoa, I'm holding on for the ride, which is sort of neat. It sort of works with the astral sort of universal realms feel of this stone. I like it. This is a very obvious message. Surrender to the flow. Yeah, wouldn't we all love to do that? But really think about it. Do it. Take, again, 5-10 minutes. Sit with a candle, sit with some sage, sit with a stone, and just let it go. Let whatever is supposed to happen, happen. Most of us are just holding on too tight. We're holding on too tight for an outcome. Or we're finding 50 reasons why we shouldn't do something. If the message is surrender to the flow, that tells me let it go and let the divine timing happen for you. And that's good information. It's a good message. It's hard to do, but if you can do it, it takes like a ton of stress off your life. So really great messages this week, guys. I did want to share two cool things with you today. I just got this Moroccan fluorite, which is so pretty. So again, if you're into stones or you're interested in acquiring some stones, please let me know. I always have some neat stuff. And my shaman wand, isn't this beautiful? This is actually a sage wand that has I'm not even going to move it because it's going to fall. It's got a really neat quartz generator on there. So we don't have those in the Etsy store yet, but I do have a lot of other things that are real similar. And if you're interested in something like that, let me know. So I hope you have enjoyed the reading today. I enjoyed sharing all this fun stuff with you. And like and subscribe if you do. We come back every Wednesday and do our spiritual forecast and our weekly tarot readings. So again, thank you all, and I will see you next week. Bye-bye.